Aaron Judge is the MVP. Let's go talk about it. Before I get started, if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, the bell button, the share button, hit all the buttons. Also, go check out SeatGeek. You can use my code HYDE and you'll save $20 on your first order. And if you're into the sports betting game, go check out Prize Picks. Use my code GINGER and you'll get a 100% deposit match. Okay, so here we go. I'm seeing a lot of talk out there about Shohei Ohtani being the MVP over Aaron Judge, and that is completely absurd. Aaron Judge is the MVP, and I'm going to give you a few reasons why. Let's just take a look at the numbers first, shall we? Aaron Judge having a historical season. My goodness, this guy is just on a complete tear. We haven't seen a season like this in the American League for quite some time. Aaron Judge on the year through 141 games so far has a 9.9 wins above replacement. He has 57 home runs. Actually just hit a home run today. I'm recording this video during the Yankees-Brewers game. So he is actually only a few home runs away from Roger Maris. He has a .312 batting average on the year, a .415 on base, a .687 slugging, a .205 WRC+. I mean, these numbers are just off the charts. If you go take a look at the leaderboards on Fangraphs as of right now, he is the #1 overall player in Fangraph WAR, and he's ahead by a mile. Paul Goldschmidt with a 7.1, Nolan Arenado with a 7.0. Aaron Judge clearly leading the way in terms of Fangraph WAR. Now, the other man that is getting a lot of attention for a possible MVP is Shohei Ohtani, and I totally get it. Shohei Ohtani is having an extremely good season. Let's take a look at the numbers with Shohei Ohtani. Through 140 games, 34 home runs. He's hitting .266, a .356 on base, a .536 slugging, a .146 WRC+. All of that together adds up to be a 3.7 Fangraph WAR. But we all know Shohei Ohtani, this guy can pitch too, and that is the big reason why he is getting a lot of attention for the MVP award over Aaron Judge, or at least people are starting to feel that way. Shohei Ohtani, like we just said, we looked at the numbers offensively, but he has actually been better on the mound this year. He's been more valuable as a pitcher. Through 25 starts, 148 innings, he has a 2.43 ERA, a 2.44 FIP, a 2.63 xFIP, right around 12 strikeouts per 9, 2 walks per 9, a home run per 9. Really, really solid numbers. So we saw with Aaron Judge, he has a 9.9 Fangraph WAR. If we go take a look at Shohei Ohtani, he currently ranks offensively number 40 in the major leagues with a 3.7 Fangraph WAR. However, we have to look at the pitching as well. As of right now, he is the number 5 pitcher in all of baseball in terms of Fangraph WAR with a 5.0 Fangraph WAR. So add those together, you have an 8.7 Fangraph WAR. So Aaron Judge, as of right now, has the advantage. I know it's not just about wins above replacement, but with Aaron Judge, I also do want to point out one other thing. Aaron Judge has been just on a tear all season. If we go take a look at the numbers in the first half, he had a 174 WRC+ in the first half. He was hitting .284 with a .364 on base and a .618 slugging. Oh my goodness, a .983 OPS. And this guy has just been unstoppable in the second half. Look at the numbers in the second half. He's hitting .363 with an .813 slugging, a .500 on base. In the second half, he has gotten on base half the time. That is absurd. A .259 WRC+. This guy is just out of his mind. If you look, and the home runs are the big story with Aaron Judge. If you take a look here in the first half, he had 33 home runs through 89 games. And look at the pace that he's on in the second half. 24 home runs through 52 games. Aaron Judge is just completely out of his mind offensively. If we take a look at Shohei Ohtani, actually Shohei Ohtani, in the first half, he actually wasn't in the groove that we saw him in last year. Looking at the numbers, not bad numbers by any means, but not what we were used to last year offensively, hitting .258 with a .348 on base, a .486 slugging. That was much lower than what he was doing last year, a .132 WRC+. But he has heated up in the second half, hitting .280 with a .369 on base, a .624 slugging, and up to a .171 WRC+. So Ohtani's bat is coming alive, and again on the mound, but that's where he has been more valuable this year. However, I do want to point this out. Ohtani in the second half, some of his numbers have actually gone up a little bit. His batting average allowed has gone up from a 199 to a 234. The on base has gone up a little bit from 251 to 278. And the slugging has actually gone up just a smidge along with the ERA. So my point here is that Aaron Judge, Fangraph WAR, he's ahead in that category. But Aaron Judge, he has just been doing this all year, while Shohei Ohtani, a bit of a slow start in the first half, at least according to his standards, as well. On the pitching side, he's digressed slightly in the second half. We've seen some really good performances out of him, but the numbers have trickled up a little bit. So let's move on to my next reason. For my next reason why Aaron Judge should be the MVP is because of a stat here, WPA. On Fangraphs, they use a stat, WPA, which is win probability added. Here is what it means. It captures the change in win expectancy from one plate appearance to the next and credits or debits the player based on how much their action increased their team's odds of winnings. If we go take a look at this leaderboard, Aaron Judge has a 7.06 WPA, so he is contributing a lot to the Yankees' win expectancy this year. And with Shohei Ohtani offensively, and we also have to look at the pitching as well, he is ranked 29th with a 1.91. And on the mound, if we take a look here, he has a 3.17 WPA. So add those together, and you're looking at around a 5. So Aaron Judge, once again, leading the way in another category. But also for Aaron Judge, he has been an extremely clutch player this year. If we go take a look here, he has 3 walk-off home runs, not just 1 against the Blue Jays on May 10th, not just 2 against the Astros on June 26th, but 3, with the third one coming on July 28th against the Kansas City Royals. This guy has just been an absolute machine this year, and he's coming up in big moments. And also, if we go take a look here at the splits leaderboards in high leverage situations with Aaron Judge, if you take a look here, he ranks 40th overall in WRC plus in high leverage situations. So those are those pressure cooker situations when you're late in the innings, you got guys on base, you're down by a run or so, you tie ball game. So Aaron Judge, a 170 WRC plus. And if we go take a look at Ohtani has a respectable 131 WRC plus. However, we also have to look at the pitching as well. Ohtani, in high leverage situations on the mound, has not been very good. If you go take a look here, Ohtani, he has a 12.38 ERA in high leverage situations. That is no bueno. He has not been very good in those pressure cooker moments when he's on the mound. So to me, I'm going to give Aaron Judge the nod when it comes to clutch performance. And my last reason, Aaron Judge is simply doing something we haven't seen in a very long time. If you take a look here, he has 58 home runs now, just homer today against the Brewers, like I mentioned earlier. He is so close to Roger Maris's American League record of 61 home runs that he set in 1961. He is 1 behind Babe Ruth as of right now. We haven't seen anything like this in the American League for quite some time. So the fact that we're just watching history before our eyes is just absolutely incredible. And one man can actually attest to this. You have Shohei Ohtani from last year. If you take a look, last year, Shohei Ohtani, he was doing stuff that we hadn't seen since Babe Ruth back in the day. Shohei Ohtani was getting it done offensively and on the mound. If you take a look with Ohtani last year, he had a 5.0 Fangraph WAR offensively, and with the pitching, very solid. He's way better this year on the mound than he was last year, but he had a 3.0 Fangraph WAR. Combine those, he had an 8.0 Fangraph WAR. So Shohei Ohtani, what I'm trying to say here is this year, Shohei Ohtani is kind of going through what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. went through last year. If you remember, with Vlad Jr. last year, this guy was off the charts offensively. I know Jose Ramirez led the way in the American League with a 6.4 Fangraph WAR, but offensively, Vlad Jr. was off the charts. He hit .311 with a .401 on base, a .601 slugging. He had 48 homers, 111 RBIs. That is an MVP caliber season. and he lost out to the modern day Babe Ruth in Shohei Ohtani. So this year, you have Shohei Ohtani going through what Vlad Jr. went through last year. Vlad should have won the MVP if Ohtani wasn't around. So now with Ohtani, Aaron Judge is just having a clearly just much better year than Shohei Ohtani. And I understand Shohei Ohtani is doing it both. He's doing it with the bat. He's doing it with his arm. I get it. We don't see it. But to me, Aaron Judge is having a season like we have not seen for a very long time. These are incredible numbers. And to me, if anyone is sitting here and saying that Shohei Ohtani should be the MVP over Aaron Judge, I don't know. I think you got to go look at the numbers. I think you got to go reevaluate what you're talking about here. Because Aaron Judge, this dude has just been carrying this Yankee team. And another thing, too, speaking of this Yankee team, this Yankees offense has just been dreadful in the second half of the season. But Aaron Judge has been the one constant for them all year. If we go take a look at the numbers in the second half, the Yankees have really digressed. They have heated up lately, so they're definitely picking up the pace. But in the second half, they were one of the top offenses in the first half of the season. But in the second half of the season, they've dropped to 18th with a negative 4.8 offense. I'm just saying, Aaron Judge, and we looked at his numbers earlier in the second half. He has just been absolutely phenomenal in the second half. He has been the one thing keeping the Yankees afloat. And that's, I think, another argument to make for Aaron Judge. This guy is clearly the MVP. Shohei Ohtani, he's having an amazing season. I'm not taking anything away from him. But just like last year with Vlad Jr., Shohei Ohtani is going to lose out to simply who I think is having just the better season. Aaron Judge should unanimously win this MVP award. Will he win it unanimously? I don't really know. But those are just my thoughts. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Who is your MVP? Well, as you know, me, it is clearly Aaron Judge. But, hey, change my mind. Make an argument in the comments. Do you think Ohtani should be the MVP? Change my mind down below in the comments. But that's all I have for right now, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.